Joining us, part of the Rider broadcast team, Wes Cates. In studio, walked over. Thanks very much, Wes. He's wearing his Indigenous theme Rider shirt. Nice. I was supposed to wear an orange shirt today, too. I know. I was like...
Come on, man. Get with the program.
I don't have
Come on, bro.
That's the problem. And I think the only one I have is the Texas one that I just wore down there at the game, and it was 30 degrees. Too sweaty. Okay, you wake up, do you have any inkling of what's coming down on Sunday? When there's big announcements coming Monday. Sunday, do you start texting guys? Do you say, hey, wait, give me the 411 here?
Nah, I just kind of wait for announcement. I don't know. It's like until it's actually a thing, I don't try to get my hopes up either way about anything. That's just me. I don't know. I'm like, tell me when it happens, then I'll decide if I'm excited or not.
Hey, I'd like to be your investor. So then it comes down on Monday. Does it blow you away? Are you surprised?
I was a little surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, what? That's stupid. And then I thought about it and was like, actually, nah, those might work out all right. The more I think about it, a little nuance, a little change here and there. Nothing too. I don't think anything was too drastic, except maybe moving the goalpost to the back of the end zone.
We'll get to that in a bit. Your boy Luke, very passionate, unbelievable clip. Do you want to play one of the quick clips, Colson? Sorry to put you on the spot here, but he's sweating on Wednesday with Maz, making some, I think, very, very poignant, valid points. Yeah. Colson, here's one of them right here.
And for all the people who are saying, "Oh, well, this is a Canadian," I haven't seen anybody offering examples, any other ways we can bring in gate revenue. I haven't seen all of these pundits that are so good, and you're right, that are talking on social media. Not one of them has suggested, hey, instead of this, we should do this. Right? It's so easy to challenge change when you're not part of it.
Okay. With that said, we're having a chuckle here listening to our boy. Gotta love it. He's golfing right now in Edmonton, apparently.
Tiger Shanks.
But do you honestly think, and not staying status quo, where the league is, do you think that is a play? Like, or are people like, we need to change some things up here?
No, I mean, I think, you talk to people and they're always like, we need to do something different to gain, to get some momentum, to get more viewers, or maybe tap into the U.S. market, or maybe get more Canadians excited about it. And then all of a sudden, you get a commissioner who's like, hey, I got a few changes we can try. You know what I mean? It's not like they have to stay, They could always go back. That is an option, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like if once implemented, people act like, we can't say, that was a mistake. Maybe we should just move them back, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think change is hard, but change is always good. That's a motto I live by. It's like, hey, things are going to change, so you got to kind of learn to roll with them and learn to find a way to use them to your advantage,
Obviously, a lot of the fans are freaking right out now because of the field size. They're thinking that 55-yard line was sank or sank. Now some people are calling it NFL light. I wouldn't go that far, but...
Yeah. But I would say, how many people even really realized that there was a 55-yard line or a center field?
Just mark it.
I guarantee you, if you would have done a survey of, what's the middle of the field in the CFL game, people have been like the 50.
Especially 50. Anyone under the age of 17.
Yeah. People, honestly... You don't think about it. The length of the field really doesn't make a difference unless you're going for records of longest catch or longest pass or longest run. Now, there's going to, I don't even know. I'm sure there's some guys out there with 100+ yard plays. So you can't get
Jeff Fairholm's 107 yard rider record will stay after 2027.
There's a returns.
A couple records are now locked in. That's the worst about the 50.
Every other pro league though, records have changed. NBA when they brought in the 3-point line. Yeah. NHL when they changed how many games, 2-line passes. How the game is officiated is a whole separate ball game.
Yeah.
Baseball, same thing. NFL has had changes too to their kickoffs, to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the goalposts.
Right.
Your boy Darian was like, it was kind of, you had to lob it over. You had to, it was almost like trick shots, like you were going to the exhibition and walking the midway. It's like, is that a good thing though? Like if you eliminate those goalposts, Wes Cates is playing football. Doesn't it open up a whole bunch more plays, or what's your take?
It does a little bit. I think that the only people that are really worried about it as much are the quarterbacks, and then maybe a receiver or two that has to go across the middle, or a linebacker that, is like, dang, which side of this do I stand on for the short yardage play? But other than that, I really don't think it came into effect a ton. Obviously with it removed, I think, now it might open up a whole can of worms, because now you can run a lot more. Before probably guys were running routes to maybe rub their defender off the goalpost.
Did you ever do that, or did you guys ever have a call to maybe use it as a pick?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we really scripted it up a bunch, like, hey, remember to use that goalpost. But at the end of the day, like, crafty players are going to use it when they can, right? So I would say, that's kind of eliminating a bit of that. But, you can put rub routes in plays to kind of get the pick that you want anyway. So I think it just opens up that part of the field to just be a little more creative, but I don't think it really, honestly, I was never like, oh man, I could run this play better if the goalpost wasn't right there. You know what I mean? But I can't say that, because I know quarterbacks, it probably gave them a little anxiety. And obviously it's come into play, like, what was it, a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember what game it was, but it negated a pick because it skipped off the goalpost, right?
There was probably a time when we were playing men's touch league against each other, and you and Fraser and Dominguez were on the other side, and I told my guys, hey, run near the goalpost. Just pick one of those guys out of the picture.
And then also moving the goalpost behind now changes the field goal situation. That's another reason why they had to shorten the fields, according to the CFL.
Yeah.
So, but you saw the reaction of a guy like Sean White going,
no more
field
goal returns?
Yeah. No more
missed field goals returned.
Or he's not needed.
Yeah. He's not needed. He was
But that was a kind of, I would say the easiest return play was the missed field goal play. So to take that out, probably, like, there's a lot of old linemen out there saying, thank you, Jesus, right now. Like, because they don't have to run down and chase some dude running a 4.2 when they run like a 5.2 at best, right? So, but I do think there'll still be some long field goals attempted where you might put a returner back there. And then you got to think about the fact that the rules are still in place, so that now maybe we're watching teams try to pooch punt it into the end zone to make a 4-point game a 3-point game, or to make a 1-point game a tie. And now you got a returner back there trying to decide, do I catch it, try to get it out, or, So there's going to be strategy that putting it in the back of the end zone adds to the game.
I'm still waiting for someone to confirm, and Glenn said he was trying to look into it, if you can punt it. Remember, because if you can still punt it out of the end zone.
You can drop kick it for sure.
Oh yeah,
no one's sure if that is going to be
for
a rule.
Single.
No, like let's say they punt it into the end zone.
The punt out,
or a short field goal now from something really long, and you don't want to run it out. Just let it fly back the other way.
I've been in plays like that before.
When you're coming, and this is a long time ago, when you're first getting accustomed to the Canadian game, and you're coming up here, and you find out about this whole point for a missed field goal. Are you like really scratching your head and saying, what am I getting into here?
Nah, you definitely do. And then you're always like, oh, because that's a big part of the game, and it's inevitable that you kind of in the heat of the moment are going to not think about it and mess up, especially if you're put into that situation in your first few games in the CFL. Like, I remember I thought I was going to get cut because of this. So I was a rookie in Calgary, and I'm on just field goal. You know what I mean? It was just after a score. And so I'm sitting there, I run out on the field, I'm lined up, and then I've just always been a guy that counts people. So I'm like counting people. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12. Too many guys on the field. I run off the field, and then I'm sitting up there like, I just made a smart play. And freaking Tom Higgins is the head coach. He's looking at me like, you dumb mother. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking like, oh, dang, that's right. 12. It's a 12-man game. So, you know what I mean? It happens.
That's an all-timer. Can we clip that right now? That's an all-timer.
Well,
But thankfully, I made enough plays that they were like, yeah, we need to keep this guy around.
but you're right, though. Those little intricacies of the Canadian game definitely mess up the new guys. Last year, Edmonton in town that misplayed the kick in the end zone, and the Riders won by a rouge.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things, and I think that's kind of what makes the CFL game a little more exciting, more interesting, is that there are a few more nuances that, it makes it's kind of more of a thinking man's game that way. You know, you got to be able to play more in space up here, hence the wider field. And then, I just feel like in the NFL and college, American college football, you know, the field is like kind of, it's at that almost as small as it can get. And so if you run the angles fast, you kind of know you're going to make the play. Whereas in the CFL, you might run yourself out of the play because you think a guy doesn't have, you know, he's got 5, 6, 7 more yards to kind of get the corner on you. You're like, uh-oh, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I think the CFL game is going to do just all right. Or do fine with these rule changes.
What do you say to people, and I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of people calling in tomorrow, post-game. You'll be answering this pre-game as well. What do you say to people that have the paranoia of American? This is just the start of us, becoming an NFL, reasonably drawn facsimile.
I mean, would it be so bad if it really just if more Americans came up here and participated in the economy, got excited about the game, and it helped kind of bridge that gap? Would it be so bad? You know what I mean?
Is there? I don't find, and Greg and I might debate this a bit, but really, 60 minutes. We talked about this a lot this week. 60 minutes, then the 100-yard length of the field.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? And the goalpost at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only things that are similar.
Yeah, that are like copying off of the NFL game. Yeah. No, I don't think it's I think that makes sense. I mean, I think it, and you can start to talk about the safety aspect of it. You know, I don't know how many guys have gotten hurt off of hitting the goalpost, but I'm sure it's happened. You know what I mean? So we're always trying to get safer. So why not?
My major concern was when they kind of hinted that they were going to change the game clock. I like the immediate start.
Yeah.
35 seconds is still shorter than an NFL clock, but do you think that's going to disrupt the flow of the game? Or
I feel like, because I used to think about, I'm like, when I first got up here, I was like, 20 seconds, that's not enough. But then I realized that it's like, no, they take time to set the ball. Yeah. So it really actually ends up being about 30, 35 seconds anyway. So the fact that they're just saying, no, the clock is starting now, is just kind of put a little more pressure on coordinators to be like, nah, there's no play now. Like, just get your calls in and just understand there's no, oh no, you guys said it too early and all. You know, it's eliminating some of the things that slowed the game down, right?
I would think that they would have ran the data on what they have and went, look at this. Here is what it is, so we can move to this. I would think. I don't know for sure. Do you have any more on the rule changes that you want to ask him?
I'm just curious. Wes Cates was commissioner. What change he would have made?
What changes I'd have made if commish, man? You know,
you
what?
Can say anything. This is a safe place, Wes. Right. This isn't like the Rider broadcast. This is a safe place. This is SportsCage.
Right. I mean, I hadn't really thought too much about, you know, how the rules could change, but I do kind of like the play clock kind of being set, you know, as opposed to like, oh, this time it was 25 seconds because the guy got tackled close to or inside the hashes, but now this time it's like 40 seconds because I don't know, because, you know, the dude spiked the ball after a pass, you know what I mean, and now refs are tossing it to each other and trying to, it just kind of gets it more consistent, and then maybe, and I'm sure probably advertisers and all the folks that are worried about the timing, you know what I mean, and ending on time and that sort of stuff, commercial breaks are probably like, this is great.
Yeah. Let's move on to the game tomorrow now. Edmonton, desperation. time. Desperate football team over there.
Yeah.
Tavon Campbell still out. Marcus Sales back in. Benny Sapp. Need you to step up. When you break down this game and what the Riders are going into Edmonton, how do you see it?
I see it like this. We just need to stop playing around on offense and just put points on the board early, because Cody Fajardo is always going to be Cody Fajardo. He's going to mess around for 3 quarters, but if you give him
Stick around.
the ball, you know what I mean, with a score less late in the game, all of a sudden he just turns into like a quarterback. So I'm just like, don't play around and keep Cody close, because he'll bite you.
What are you seeing? Why it's the slow starts for the Riders? Are you seeing anything there?
I've been saying this all season, and I'm not trying to, clearly they have a great offense, and Trevor Harris is a good quarterback, and I think that might be why Mark Mueller's a little hesitant to try to get fancy, because he's like, well, my quarterback, if guys run their routes right and keep their spacing right, he's going to put it on them. But I just feel like when you get creative and try to mix in some new plays, some weird plays, you don't want to get too cute with it, but when you can get those big plays and steal yards, or maybe get those big plays, like something that the opposing team hasn't done, it kind of sparks work during the week, because guys are excited about throwing a couple wrinkles in. And it just makes it easier in the game when you can just steal a chunk play and get like a 30, 40, 50-yard play and kind of flip the field, and it just gets your offense going. And I haven't seen much of that from the Riders, and I kind of been waiting for it. They have athletes that can do a lot of different things, but they seem to just line up and just run typical plays. And sometimes teams are ready for that, and it's kind of like you have to wear down the defense before you can actually move the ball, as opposed to stealing some plays early, because you're not taking advantage of that, that nervous excitement and guys jumping stuff early. It's like, nope, we're going to run our curl with the posts over top, and we're going to run our double outs, and we're going to run our, It's
we're going to run our pick play with the goalpost.
Yeah. It's like, nah, throw some wrinkles in there, try to throw some shot plays in there. That was one thing. Like Ken Austin, when he was the head coach, he used to come in and like once or twice a week, man, he'd be like, this DB, he loves jumping the posts, so we're going to run we're going to run a post corner on him and see if it worked. And like most of the time this stuff worked, and we'd get like a big play, at a critical time of the game. So I don't know. I would just encourage Mark Mueller to be just a little more creative, throw some wrinkles in there. I don't want to see a bunch of, a double reverse or
bounce pass.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't want to see nothing where you're just like, why'd you run that then and lose 10 yards? Yeah. But you do kind of want to see, maybe, run a play and just have a guy just break his route off and go again. You run a flood play, but then all of a sudden, the guy that usually runs the over just breaks it off to a backside corner. Now he's out there with nobody covering him, and you just get like a 60-yard touchdown because you threw a wrinkle in there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's definitely going to help the Riders with Emelis and Sean Bain Jr. back. You talked about nervous energy. Bain Jr. hasn't played all year. Do you think he's going to be – I don't know. What's going through his mind, I guess?
I think he's like, man, these young dudes are out here balling. I better come correct. I need to be ready to go. But he's a vet, and he was like a go-to guy. So I don't think it's going to be. I think he's going to be excited. I'm sure maybe there'll be a little hesitation because I don't know how much he's really pushed his body. As far as coming back from his injury, but he's had time. My question is, why didn't y'all ever put him on 6 game? But that's neither here nor there, or is it?
It is a weird one.
It's a very good question.
They could have done it twice.
Maybe we'll find that out in 5 years.
Could have saved some good money, right? I don't know what his contract is, but I'm guessing they could at least save 50, 60 grand.
How many texts I've gotten on that and over the last few months? It's like, I don't know. Hey, thanks for making time and coming in. Really fun. And telling an all-time story that we're going to clip up and it's going to be out there on social media. That is...
that was probably the worst and only bad play I ever had. No,
Wes Cates, you can hear him tomorrow starting at 2:00 here on the Rider Radio Network. It is the Sports Cage. We are streaming at sportscage.com. We're on the home of the Rider, 620 CKRM.